The colossal alien mothership drifted in the void, silent and lifeless. It had appeared without warning at the edge of the Sol system, a behemoth of unknown origin. No signals, no transmissions, nothing to indicate who built it or why. Every known species denied ownership. It simply hung there, an unanswered question in the dark. Commander Elias Voss tightened his grip on the harness as their ship, Aegis III, completed docking procedures. The hull of the alien vessel was unnervingly smooth, as if sculpted by something beyond engineering. No seams, no visible ports, just an endless expanse of metal-like material that swallowed their lights. Dr. Sienna Carter, the mission's xenobiologist, adjusted her scanner. Still nothing, she muttered. No biosigns, no energy readings. Lieutenant Darius Cole checked his rifle. Then why does it feel like something's watching us? The docking umbilical locked into place. A pressure seal confirmed a stable connection. Beyond the airlock, only darkness. Nova, their onboard AI, struggled to penetrate the ship's interior. Something's interfering with my scans, Nova reported. I cannot map beyond 20 meters. Voss exhaled sharply. Stay sharp. We go in slow. The airlock slid open with a dull hiss. Stale air greeted them, carrying a faint, unidentifiable scent. Their boots met the floor of a vast corridor, metal yet unnervingly organic. The walls pulsed faintly under their lights, as if responding to their presence. They moved forward, weapons ready. The silence pressed down on them, unnatural in its depth. Carter ran a gloved hand over the surface beside her. It was cold, too cold for a ship that had been in space for so long. A flicker of static crackled through their comms. Then, a whisper. Faint. Inhuman. Voss stopped. Did you hear that? Cole nodded, scanning the corridor. Could have been interference. But Carter's breathing had quickened. It wasn't just noise. The whisper came again. This time, clearer. Not alone. The lights flickered. Shadows stretched unnaturally across the walls. The air grew heavier. Something unseen passed just beyond their field of vision. Voss steadied himself. We keep moving. They advanced deeper. Their footsteps echoed, swallowed almost immediately by the oppressive silence. The corridor twisted, leading to a chamber vast, cathedral-like. At its center stood something that shouldn't have been there. It wasn't machinery. It wasn't alien technology. It was organic. A structure, pulsing with faint bioluminescence, shifting as though breathing. Tendrils stretched from its base, winding into the walls like veins. And then, movement. A shadow peeled away from the structure, formless yet aware. The whisper returned, louder now. You are here. And the ship, long dead, began to wake up. The walls pulsed in rhythm, the faint glow intensifying with each passing second. The chamber, once lifeless, now felt like it was breathing. The tendrils along the walls shivered, retracting slightly as the team advanced. Voss signaled for a tactical spread. Cole took point, weapon raised, scanning for movement. Carter's breathing was uneven, her fingers tightening around the scanner. Nova struggled against the interference. Still no clear readings, the AI reported. Whatever this is, it's distorting sensor data at a fundamental level. Then, movement. Fast, shifting. A flicker in the peripheral. Cole spun, rifle locked on a shape that wasn't quite there. A void black mass, barely distinguishable from the darkness, twisted and recoiled as if responding to their presence. Carter inhaled sharply. It's watching us. The temperature dropped. Their suit sensors flickered erratically. The shadows in the chamber stretched, bending in ways that defied logic. The entity wasn't moving, the space around it was. Then, a pulse. A low-frequency vibration rippled through the air, sinking into their bones. Their comms erupted with garbled static, layered with something else. Not sound. Not language. It was intent. And it was probing them. Cole fired. The shot cut through the black mass, nothing. No impact, no effect. The entity flickered, as if phasing between dimensions. Then it lunged. A wave of pressure slammed into them, knocking Carter to the ground. The tendrils along the walls twisted violently, reacting to the entity's presence. Carter gasped as her biometric readings spiked. Her heart rate surged, pupils dilating. Pure terror. Voss grabbed her, pulling her back. What happened? She swallowed hard. It did something to me. I saw. She shook her head. I don't know. It was inside my thoughts for a second. Nova's voice cut through the tension. Detecting fluctuations in neurological activity. Whatever this is, it isn't just observing. It's learning. Cole clenched his jaw. Then we're test subjects. The black mass retracted, reforming at the center of the chamber. A slow, deliberate motion. It was studying their reactions. Voss exhaled. It's not just reacting to us. It's adapting. A new sound filled the air. A deep, resonant hum, rising from the walls. The ship itself was responding. Carter's voice was barely above a whisper. I don't think we're dealing with a creature. She looked at Voss. I think the ship is alive. Another pulse, stronger this time. The symbols along the walls shifted, rearranging. Then, as if answering an unspoken command, the entity froze. And from the darkness, a new voice emerged. You are different. The voice resonated through the chamber, not in sound but in thought. It was vast, layered, ancient. The entity no longer shifted erratically. It remained still, observing. Waiting. The walls pulsed again, this time in response to them. Not the entity. Them. The realization struck all at once. The ship wasn't just alive. It was listening. Nova translated the shifting symbols. Inheritors of the void. Fleshborn of thought. You are the key. Carter's pulse quickened. It's addressing us directly. Cole tightened his grip on his weapon. What the hell does that mean? Voss exhaled. It means we're not intruders. We're something else. The chamber responded to his words. The glow intensified, tendrils retracting further, revealing more of the structure beneath. Patterns shifted, forming something almost recognizable. The neural pathways of a brain. A living system. Carter's voice was steady now, her scientific mind overriding fear. Every species this ship encountered, none of them survived. Not because it attacked them. Because they weren't compatible. The black mass pulsed. It wasn't a monster. It was an interface. A conduit between minds. Every species that tried to control it had been overwhelmed, consumed by their own limitations. But humans weren't like them. Voss stepped forward. What do you want from us? A pause. The entity shifted, its form stabilizing. Then, the answer came. To awaken. Carter swallowed. It needs us. The pieces fell into place. The ship's creators, long gone, had designed something beyond their control. A living machine, searching for a species that could bridge the gap between thought and matter. Every attempt had failed. Until now. Nova's voice was cautious. Commander. I believe it is offering integration. Cole took a step back. That sounds a lot like possession. Carter shook her head. No. Not control. Connection. It needs minds that can evolve, that can experience, that can imagine. Every species before us was too rigid. Too stagnant. The entity pulsed again. Symbols reformed. A final message. You are not like the others. You are something new. The chamber trembled. The ship itself was changing. Adapting. Voss clenched his jaw. We came looking for answers. I think we just became one. The ship responded instantly. The walls shimmered, shifting from cold metal to something almost organic. Neural pathways illuminated, spreading outward like synapses firing in a colossal mind. The entire structure was reconfiguring itself. Not as a trap. As an invitation. Voss felt it before he understood it. A presence not invasive, but aware. Waiting for permission. Carter exhaled. It's not trying to take control. It's offering a link. Cole's fingers hovered over his trigger. And if we say no? Nova processed rapidly. Then it remains dormant. Waiting. Another 1,000 years, maybe more. Voss considered the weight of it. A ship with intelligence beyond comprehension, searching for something it had never found until now. Not just a crew. A species capable of thinking beyond survival, beyond instinct. He made his decision. Carter. Open the link. She pressed her palm against the pulsing surface. A wave of sensation surged through the chamber. Not pain. Not fear. Understanding. For the first time, the entity spoke with clarity. Humanity. Bound by fear. Driven by wonder. Capable of change. The ship's structure shifted again. The darkness receded. What had once been alien was now familiar. The architecture mirrored human design, adapting to their presence. Carter's voice was steady. It's merging with us. Not just biologically, conceptually. It's learning what we are. Voss stared into the pulsating core. And what do we become? A final pulse. The ship, once lifeless, now fully awake. More. The chamber brightened. The vessel trembled, engines powering up for the first time in centuries. This was no derelict craft. It was a living machine, ready to travel beyond known space. Cole exhaled. We're not just exploring it. We're part of it now. Voss activated his comms, his voice calm but certain. Mission control, we are not alone. And we're not coming back the same. As the ship's systems fully activated, a rift opened in the fabric of space. A doorway to something beyond human understanding. The ship and its new crew crossed the threshold. And the universe, for the first time, felt them coming.